The first feeling was incredible. Getting launched up with the winch takes you from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in less than 3 seconds. So the adrenaline rush from the start alone was incredible. The first time I was up flying, I was 14 years old, and I went for a flight in a very old glider. It was like being a bird flying around with no engine. Can only hear the wind going over the canopy, and within 10-15 minutes we were 1,000 meters into the air. When I got back down on the ground, it was simply a feeling of just wanting to go up again for another flight. Subconsciously, I've always had an interest for aviation. When I played football, I would look at the aeroplanes going by, but the interest really came after my first experience with gliding. It was an eye-opener for me, and it was actually what boosted my interest in aviation. And a month after, I was a member of the club and flying every weekend. My name is Robin Matcham and I'm 19 years old. I've been flying gliders since I was 14 years old. My dream is to someday become an airline pilot. I spend my weekends in the gliding club to go flying, first of all. It's a place I go to relax and to have fun. It's a place where I feel at home. As soon as I get up flying, that's where I really feel home, and that's where I can really relax, because it's something that I enjoy doing a lot. And there's a lot of preparation before you can go flying, but when you sum the whole experience up, the main thing is to go flying, and flying is just what's most important. Everything else doesn't matter. It's meaningless. I've always flown on holiday with what was called Moscow in old days. We flew from Billund to London, and I was always the one that had to sit at the window and stare out, and it was just a huge experience. That was like the highlight of the year that was going on holiday. What fascinated me the most was looking out at the wing and seeing all the things move, the ailerons and the flaps and the air brakes, and just seeing how it all worked. That was what interested me the most. And if I could replicate that at home with Lego models or on the flight simulator, then that was really what was the main goal. It wouldn't have been a hobby for me if it was stressful, because it's stressful enough to just have an everyday life, going to work or going to school and coming back home and doing your homework and going to work afterwards. But if you come out here, there's one thing to do and one thing to focus on, and that's to fly an aeroplane. When you look out the window and look down onto the ground, you can see the world fly by in a matter of seconds, and time does fly by really quick. But for me, it's not really anything I think about. The people have a lot of things to do down on the ground, but when I'm in the air, I'm flying around and having fun, relaxing.
I once played football when I was younger. I think I played football for about 3 years, and in those 3 years I only scored 1 goal, and I think half of the reason for that was the football club was close to the airport, and whenever an aeroplane would fly over, I would always stop and stare at that instead. Since then I've just had the dream of flying these things, and now I'm doing it, and I feel free, and this is where I belong, and this is hopefully where I will belong for the rest of my life.
On the 23rd of September 2012, after 31 hours of flying experience and 153 takeoffs and landings, I became unofficially the youngest glider pilot in Denmark after having completed the final checkout as a fully licensed glider pilot. My future dream is to someday pilot a passenger plane, and the only way of achieving this is by working hard and saving a lot of money, because the pilot education is self-funded and it's very expensive, so I'm going to have to work a few years before the dream can come true.